Oh, it's cold out here and it is windy. Oh my gosh. Hey, welcome to my channel. Hey, this is Juanita. Oh my gosh. You guys, I am going to try to restore this baby here. Isn't it beautiful? Oh my gosh. But I think I got myself into a little bit more than I really could chew. But with that said, you guys get up, get out, and get active. Don't take on a wood stove, but find a project that maybe you can tackle and challenge yourself. Because that is exactly what I'm going to do with this baby. But I purchased this like early spring, and I've just been procrastinating on getting it done because it's going to be a lot of work. Now, people have said, why don't you just throw some wood in there? It's out here anyway, you know, but I can't do that. Do I want to do this work? No. At the same time, I want to make it look pretty. And it needs some love. But yeah, I'm going to do the best that I can and see what comes out of it. And go from there. Now, I've never restored a wood stove in my whole entire life. This is a whole new challenge. And it's got a lot of rust on it. It's got a lot of rust inside. Oh my gosh. And as you can see, the inside is very rusty. I had to clean it out. Not only was it very rusty, but it has some parts that are missing. This has a damper here, and the damper is broken. Can it be replaced? Yeah, it can be replaced. So I'm hoping that if I can take all the knobs off or, you know, the screws off with some WD-40, that maybe I can restore this to a fairly decent item. Now this is going to be outside and it's going to be underneath my pergola, and then it's going to be exposed over the summer months, so if we get rain, it's possible that it can re-rust. I don't know. But for the most part, the function of it is to keep me warm and possibly have cookouts with you and just enjoy my pergola one step further by staying warm in there over the winter months. Now, this has like plastic in it, and it can be replaced. It's got a couple of screws in the front, and I talked to a wood stove refurbisher or whatever you want to call them. But anyway, he did mention that that can be replaced. This has this gorgeous little top. However, I may not put it back on here once I refurbish this as well. Maybe during the summer I will, but not in the winter, because this has a couple of burners. In fact, what I like about this wood stove, in spite of its things that I have to kind of work out, is that it has this opening and if that's not good enough for you to put wood in it, it has a door in the side. And if that gets too hot to put wood in, then you can remove this. And with a little prong, you can lift this up. You can lift these, and you can throw wood in here. Now, oh, for crying out loud. Okay, I'm just taking it off. So anyway, it's got rust. Obviously, it needs to be refurbished, restored, or whatever you want to call it. So I'm going to be taking these out. Now, this model here actually has a number right across here. However, this isn't a true antique. This is a replica that was made, I believe, in China. It was made in Taiwan. And looks like they did a fairly good job. So anyway, those parts come off. Then this comes off. So you see how rusty that is? Yeah. And also this wood stove is extremely old. It's not legal but for out here, it's not a big deal. The chimney will be new, and it will be up to regulations, but on the overall stove, these are just so outdated, it's ridiculous. So with that said, I'm gonna get busy before I start burning more light. Okay. Gotta have goggles. Hi, kitty. You wanna go in? Come on. Sorry, kitty had to go in. Okay. I guess I'll put this on. I'll put some fine music for you. Whoo-wee! Oh my gosh. That was work. And it is late. As always. Well, what I did so far, as you can see, this is all nice and clean. I cleaned all the way around here. It looked like they put like epoxy or something around here. So I wanted to take it off. So the whole top is nice and sanded down to the actual metal. Now I'm not going to do that all the way around. I'm just going to take the rust from here on out. But this, when I was looking at it, was really rough, and it just looked like it was caked on with paint and other stuff, which was obviously epoxy of some sort, some metal epoxy. So I got all that cleaned off. I try to clean this off so that I can put the chimney on top of that. So I got it fairly clean. Now I'm just going to kind of sand out the outer part and the stand. I'm not going to go to this extent at all. And then with the wire brush or with some spray, I'll take out the rust inside and soften up the sides. But this is where I'm going to be cooking on, and so I wanted it nice and smooth so that there's not any rough surfaces. So when I put my pan on there or kettle, it's not going to be uneven. So that was the purpose for doing that. Now technically I don't think anybody would go to this extent, but hey. Yeah, and so this I filled with rest still. So I'll be using a rest linoleum for that, and a rust, not rest, rest. So yeah, little by little, and it'll be all done. Okay, so it's another cold day, but I gotta make the most of it because I want to get this all nice and pretty. So as you saw last night, I sanded it all down. Then I covered it up because we were expecting rain, and I don't want any more rust buildup than it already has. So I kind of covered it up. I'm working underneath my large pergola, and it does have quite a bit of an overhang. But if the wind is blowing just right, it can blow some rain in here, and I just wanted to prevent any more rust. So I covered it up. So let me take this off so you can see what I did last night, now that you can actually see during the day. And I really like the way it came out. Now, I did take it down to bare metal, and as far as the top part goes, but it looks so much better, especially in the front. Now, I'm not going to do that with the rest of it. I'm just going to end up putting this metal rust removal gel on it. I'm also going to apply it on this. Now, this doesn't have the directions as far as how long to keep it on there. However, I did research on YouTube who could help me out on restoring this. And I did come across this guy's name, and I can't think of it from the top of my head. So I'll just put all his information down. But he suggested something similar to this, and I actually did order it from Amazon. Unfortunately, shame on Amazon, they ended up sending me something else. So I don't know how this works. However, from his suggestion, he said to apply it and leave it for 12 hours. So that's what I'm going to do. And then once you apply it all over, then you wrap it up really nice and tight so that it doesn't dry. Now that does say to do the same thing. The thing about this one, it says that it's non-toxic, which is pretty good. I don't know that anything that can remove rust is all that non-toxic, but whatever the case is, I'm happy with that. But yeah, this has a lot of rust in the front, as you can see, and definitely a lot here, which I may have to, once I apply this and I see it tomorrow of what it's like, then I'll probably use the wire brush again and brush this off, and before I paint it. But come closer, come look at this. This turned out really good, and it's nice and smooth. There's no unevenness. Now this is that epoxy that I was telling you about that they kind of put in, but it's really smooth here, so I'm not going to worry about any more detailing than that. And then I did clean all the way around. They did try to fix this here, but that's no big deal. There's still quite a bit of metal that I can wrap my chimney on. Let's see if my camera doesn't distort this, but see this? This is also that epoxy right here. So I don't know if they tried to seal this closed or what, but I'll probably get a wire brush and try to scrape that off because they're just pretty rough. But it's not a big deal. It does need to be rust removed there. I'm sure a hot fire will take that off, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. This also comes off, which is nice and handy. And it is pretty rusty, as you can see. And as you can see, there's sealant here, or that epoxy thing. So they might have tried to seal it here. However, I didn't find a lot of it in here. So I don't know what this is about, but no big deal. It does need to be cleaned. But overall, it looks pretty awesome. I'm really happy with it. I'll bring it to this side so you can see. And so right here's where I was trying to point out where that epoxy was. And you can kind of see it because it's got this little white speck of it. And of course I did all the way around. Can't really see this part very well, but it looks really good. And it does have, so as you can see, there's that epoxy right there as well. And if I bring it over and around, you can see where it's chipped and they try to repair it. But I'm not going to get too detailed on this because this is meant for outside. As long as I can get it functional and pretty enough for it to look good, then that's all I'm going to do. But you can see how much rust is on there. This is really rusty at the very bottom. Oops, sorry. And yeah. And then in the inside, as you can see, it looks pretty rusty in there. And this was really nice and clean. I'm so disappointed in myself for leaving this part open, because that would have already been done. But it's okay. Okay, so now that you've seen all that, I'm going to go ahead and apply this, wrap it up, and put plastic all over it. Let it sit for about 12 hours, and go from there. Put some plastic gloves on. Oh my gosh, my husband got me these gloves and they're like huge. However, I appreciate them. Those are big. So this is just a gel. And I'll apply it like they say. And I don't know how thick they're supposed to do it, but I'm gonna put some music on while I'm doing this, and we'll see you tomorrow.
I'm gonna let the sun shine in today. I'm trying to make this darkness go away. I'll paint with colors and I'll sing until my lungs give out. I'm gonna let the sun shine in today. And I will leave my windows open so that I can hear the sound of people talking and the wind blowing in the trees. Oh, I will open up my eyes so I can see the light. Oh, and I'll try to spread my wings so I can fly. Oh, and the darkness starts to fade. Feels like things are gonna go my way. I'm gonna let the sun shine in the day. I'm gonna let the past be filled with smoke. And I will try to fix what has been broken. And take this weight off my shoulders, 'cause I know yesterday ain't coming back. I'm gonna let the past stay in the cold.
Okay, safety first. So what I'm gonna do today is I'm going to try to take these two pieces over to the driveway on a hand cart, wash it down really well with the hose, then bring it back and wipe it dry, and go from there.
Hello, how'd you do? I'm not broken, I'm just split in two. Hope you're fine, ain't got time to do everything you said you would. Frames of the past and the memory of you just come running by. Pictures of sunny days with your smile in the bar. How could they say I was broken? How could they say you made me come undone? Now I know that it's okay. Unlike my friends, you are nothing like them. How could they say I was broken? How could they say you made me come undone? Now I know that it's okay. Unlike my friends, you are nothing like them. Try to be cool, even wear that shirt you wanted to. My friends think I'm lame. Since I met you, I am not the same. It was not meant to be a fairy tale with.
Okay, that was a lot of work. Oh my gosh, I don't know if anybody would really go through this extent, but it is what it is. Looking at it as it's drying, air drying, it does look like that gel helped. However, I don't know that it completely took off all the rust. One thing that I'm going to tell you right now, if you restore a wood stove and you use gel, don't use a black plastic garbage bag because it tends to melt on this, and I don't know if it created more work for me in the long run or not, but it did get parts like the top and stuff black again, so I'm gonna have to kind of work on that a little bit. But I'm gonna go ahead and towel dry this. I'm not gonna bring you through that process. Then I'll bring you back and we can go over this, and then you can give me your opinion whether you think that gel rust remover actually helped. In my opinion, I think it did help. And I was able to take the doors off, which was a good thing. So that rust remover did help with that. So that was a good thing. So okay, let me dry it up, bring you back. Oh yeah, it looks like it got a lot of the rust off in comparison to what it was. So it got quite a bit of it off, and it actually really does look pretty good. So is it at painting stage? No, but it does look like it did a fairly good job considering it was really, really bad, especially in the back. So is it perfect? No, it's not perfect, but it did clean it out. Now I try to wash the inside. It looks a little bit better. Still needs work. This part got fairly clean, which is really nice. That was kind of pretty much rusted. As far as the doors and stuff, this got fairly clean. The rest got more or less got fairly clean. It still needs a little bit of an elbow grease to make it really nice, but for the most part it looks pretty good. Pretty pitted inside, so it does need a little bit of TLC. These got a little blacker, unfortunately, and the rest, you know, a little bit came off, not a whole heck of a lot. And on this piece here, quite a bit of the rust came out, so it's not too bad. Unfortunately, the top got black, not so shiny anymore, but still good enough. So the stand came out looking really pretty nice, even in the inside. It was like really rusty. And again, the inside isn't going to make a big, huge difference because you're never going to see that. But I just want things done. If you're going to do something, in my opinion, you might as well do it right. And then here's the other side. So it worked fairly well. The chickens are just going to bed. I'm going to have to go in. It is dark as always. But overall, I'm pretty impressed. And actually, I didn't expect that gel to really work as well as it did. I did have to scrub a little bit. And is it perfect? No. But it is still not at the stage of painting it. I still need to sand it down a little bit. But for now, I'm going to call it a day. I'm going to call it a video. And I will continue this next week. And we'll just get to the grind of sanding it down a little bit more and painting it, and hopefully getting a chimney on this and getting a log in the fire. So for now, please leave me your comments below. Let me know what your thoughts are and your questions for a Q&A later on this year. And yeah, thank you so much for watching. As always, I'm working in the dark. So I will see you next time. Bye-bye for now.